Let's examine again how Josh Wilson was born on June 9, 1998. The first solar eclipse of his life occurred on August 11, 1999. He was born 14 months and 2 days before that solar eclipse. And the number 223 was heavily coded into the timing of his death, as I examined, since the very date of his death can be written as 22-3. The duration of the first solar eclipse of his life was 2 minutes and 23 seconds. And in light of the fact he was born 14 months and 2 days before a solar eclipse, the phrase eclipse sacrifice equals 142 in gematria. The first eclipse of his life, the totality of which lasted 2 minutes and 23 seconds, fell on the 223rd day of the year, which left 142 days in the year. If we measure from his first total eclipse of his life to the date of his death, it is 19 years and 223 days. So there's another 223 popping up again. Some websites say that the Gemini date starts on May 20th. This one says it is on May 22nd. Well, if we go with May 22nd, and Josh Wilson was Gemini, and the numerology of the date that Gemini started was 144, like his name, Josh Wilson. And look at that, it was the 142nd day of the year, which leaves 223 days remaining in the year. Josh Wilson was born on the 19th day of the Gemini astrological sign, and Gemini is ruled by Mercury, and the first transit of Mercury of his life fell on a date with 144 and 54 numerology. The metonic cycle of the moon lasts 19 years. Josh Wilson died in the year 2019. A tropical year is longer than 12 lunar months and shorter than 13 of them. The arithmetical equality 12 times 12 plus 7 times 13 equals 235 allows us to see that a combination of 12 shorter 12 months years and 7 longer 13-month years will be equal to 19, 12 plus 7 solar years. So some lunar years last 12 months and other lunar years last 13 months. Is it a coincidence that the term metonic cycle equals 127 in the English ordinal? The eclipse of 2019, before which Josh died, belonged to Saros 127. That's the same value as Scottish Rite of Freemasonry. His name equaled 144 and he died 14 weeks and 4 days before that eclipse. The metonic cycle is defined as 235 synodic lunar months, a period which is just 1 hour, 27 minutes, 33 seconds longer than 19 tropical years. So I guess if I look up at the sky and I look at the moon and I mark the exact coordinates of the moon and the exact phase that the moon is in, the next time I see the moon in that exact phase at those exact coordinates, it will be in 19 years, 1 hour, 27 minutes, and 33 seconds. Notice from the date of the first solar eclipse of his life to his date of his death, it was just a little over 235 months, or 235 months and 11 days. Notice the Metonic cycle is defined as 235 synodic lunar months, a period which is just 1 hour, 27 minutes, 33 seconds longer than 19 tropical years. 1 hour, 27 minutes, 127, and then the 33 seconds. Again, both Scottish Rite of Freemasonry equal 127, and Masonry equals 33. You see how the timing of his death was very much numerically tied into the solar eclipses. The first solar eclipse of his life and the solar eclipse before which he died. And I also decided to look at some astrological stuff, because the guy who made the Gematrinator calculator was recently looking into that. And Josh Wilson would have been born a Gemini. And Gemini is ruled by the planet Mercury. And think how he died exactly 41 weeks after his birthday. Mercury equals 41 in Gematria. Now, Mercury is the god of transportation. And if it is true that he died in a car wreck, then it means he died while on a mode of transportation. That is, if that rumor is true. Now, when he died on the planet Mercury, Josh Wilson would have been 86.2 years old. If he was living on planet Mercury, it would have orbited around the sun 86 times since his birth. You know, on Earth he lived 20 years and 286 days. That same time span equates to 86.2 years on Mercury. Well, notice in reverse ordinal in Gematria, Mercury also equals 86. He was born on a date with 113 and 32 numerology, and claimed a Scottish background, where Scottish equals 113 and 32. Scottish Rite of Freemasonry. Scottish and Mercury share a value of 103. And his uncle, I assume, is in the Scottish Rite of Freemasonry. So, unless we live in some kind of matrix, and we are actually ruled by Gematria and astrology, because this is some kind of a simulation, you have to ask yourself, what are the odds of someone dying like that or committing suicide just randomly, organically, with such a multitude of numeric alignments taking place, with Gematria, with astrology? Or was there foul play involved? Well, maybe now everyone can calculate the time of their death and can know when they will die using this knowledge.